Did you know that Africa is home to the fastest lava flow ever recorded? Or that one tiny pond in Ethiopia is saltier than the Dead Sea? How about a lake so deep it holds nearly a fifth of all the world's fresh water? Well, African geography is full of surprising facts like this, and some of them seem unbelievable. So get ready, because we're about to explore 50 of the most bizarre and unbelievable facts about African geography. Fact 50. Oldonyo Lingai's carbonatite lava, the world's most unique volcano. In Tanzania, Oldonyo Lingai stands out as the only volcano on Earth known to erupt carbonatite lava. It's cooler than normal lava and so runny it looks more like motor oil. But here's the weirdest part. When it dries, it turns bright white instead of black. Most volcanoes erupt lava full of silica, but this one is packed with carbonates, making it one of the strangest and rarest volcanoes on the planet. Fact 49. Africa has a boomerang river. The Niger River might just have the weirdest route of any major river in the world. It starts in Guinea, heads away from the ocean into the Sahara Desert. Yes, the desert, then does a sharp U-turn and flows back down through Nigeria into the Atlantic. That's 7 countries and one seriously confusing path. On a map, it looks like a giant boomerang. Most rivers don't act like this, but the Niger's odd path is the result of ancient shifts in Africa's landscape. It's one of the most unpredictable and fascinating rivers on the planet. Fact 48. Earth's biggest impact crater. Africa isn't just home to wildlife and deserts. It's got the biggest crater on Earth. Way down in South Africa sits the Frida Fort crater, the result of a giant asteroid slamming into Earth over 2 billion years ago. This thing was massive. Scientists think it was up to 300 kilometers wide when it formed. That's bigger than some countries. It's the oldest and largest impact site we know of, and it's still visible today, recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Basically, it's a giant dent left by space, and a wild reminder that Earth's past was way more explosive than we usually think. Fact 47. Tallest waterfall. Did you think that Venezuela was home to the majority of massive waterfalls in the world? Well, this is true, but Africa has many to consider too, and its biggest lies in South Africa. In fact, it's the second largest in the world, behind Venezuela's Angel Falls. So, where is it? Located in South Africa's Drakensberg Mountains, Tugela Falls plunges approximately 983 meters, 3,212 feet from top to bottom. Its powerful waterfalls make it a must-see, and people have been coming here for adventure and nature for centuries. Fact 46. Africa's largest canyon. Africa has another amazing site to flex. Namibia's Fish River Canyon, just north of the border with South Africa. Stretching 160 kilometers and sinking up to 550 meters deep, the Fish River Canyon is Africa's biggest and one of the planet's largest canyons. Often ranked as the second largest in the world after the Grand Canyon, its cliffs and rugged terrain make it a top destination for hikers and thrill seekers. Fact 45. All 4 hemispheres. That's right, Africa is the only continent that spans all 4 hemispheres, crossing both the equator and the prime meridian. This unique geographical position means it touches the northern, southern, eastern, and western hemispheres. Most continents fall within only a few of these invisible boundaries, meaning no other continent covers north-south and east-west in such a way. Fact 44. 7 equator countries, Africa's equatorial pride. Yep, Africa has yet another geographical feat to be proud of. It has the most countries straddling the equator. Of the 13 countries that lie on the equator, 7 are in Africa. These include Gabon, the Republic of Congo, the Democratic Republic of Congo, Uganda, Kenya, Somalia, and the offshore island nation of Sao Tome and Principe. No other continent has so many countries sharing the equator's path. Fact 43. Ancient Namib Desert. Namibia's Namib Desert is often called one of the oldest deserts in the world. At least 55 million years old, way older than other well-known deserts like the Sahara. It's huge. Wind-shaped dunes can reach over 300 meters high, making it one of the most stunning and ancient places on Earth. Fact 42. Earth's hottest year-round spot. The Danakil Depression formed from the African and Asian tectonic plates drifting apart at 1 to 2 centimeters annually, creating a geological basin. Located at a triple junction of 3 plates, it spans Djibouti, Eritrea, and Ethiopia's Afar region. Settling about 100 meters below sea level, The Danakil Depression has some of the highest year-round temperatures on Earth, regularly getting up to an almost unbearable 55 degrees Celsius, 131 degrees Fahrenheit. Its extreme heat and otherworldly landscapes make it arguably the hottest inhabited place on the planet. Fact 41. Saltiest natural water. In Ethiopia's Danakil region, Gaitel Pond is a tiny pool that sits above a hot spring and has no rivers flowing in or out. What makes it really wild? It's the saltiest body of water on Earth, about 43% salt. That's 9% saltier than the Dead Sea. Fed by underground heat, the pond bubbles and shimmers, making it one of the strangest and saltiest places you'll ever hear about. Fact 40. Fastest lava flows. Africa isn't just home to some of the biggest or saltiest places. It's also home to the fastest lava flow on Earth. In the Democratic Republic of Congo, Mount Nyiragongo erupts with lava that's so runny it once flowed at speeds of up to 60 miles per hour. That happened during a 1977 eruption, and it was deadly. About 2,000 lives were lost. It's the fastest lava flow ever recorded, turning the side of a mountain into a river of fire in minutes. Fact 39. Rainiest African mountain. Did you know that one of the rainiest places on Earth is in Central Africa? Mount Cameroon gets absolutely soaked. Over 400 inches of rain every year. That's more than 10 times what rainy cities like Seattle get. At the base of the mountain, the village of Dabuncha sees so much rain, about 405 inches annually, it's almost always wet. All that water feeds lush green forest and makes this mountain one of the rainiest spots on the planet. Fact 38. Africa's lowest point. Lake Assal in Djibouti is one of Africa's wildest places. Sitting 155 meters below sea level, it's the lowest point on the entire continent, and the third lowest on Earth after the Sea of Galilee and the Dead Sea. Because it's so far below sea level and so hot, water here evaporates super fast, leaving behind a super salty, otherworldly lake. It's dry, extreme, and unlike anywhere else in Africa. Fact 37. World's largest desert lake. Situated in northern Kenya, Lake Turkana, formerly Lake Rudolph, is the largest permanent lake in a desert, covering about 6,405 square kilometers. The lake water comes from river inflows, and all water loss in the lake comes from evaporation. It's also the world's largest alkaline lake, with water pH levels ranging from 9.3 to 9.4. Fact 36. Lake Turkana's toxicity. Although it holds the title of the world's largest alkaline lake, Lake Turkana's water is so rich in sodium carbonate that it becomes acidic. It also contains high levels of fluoride, making it unsafe for drinking. Despite these dangers, sadly, local residents have no alternative but to rely on the lake's water for survival, enduring its toxicity out of necessity. Fact 35. Ancient mega lake. Lake Chad used to be one of the biggest lakes on Earth. Seriously, during a wetter period in the distant past, it may have stretched across 2.5 million square kilometers. But that was thousands of years ago. Since the 1960s, Lake Chad has shrunk by about 90%. Climate change, overuse of water, and poor land management have all played a role. What's left today is just a shadow of the massive lake that once covered a huge part of Africa. Fact 34. Caustic Lake Natron. That's right, Africa has another dangerous lake. While its blood-red appearance looks neat, Africa's Lake Natron in Tanzania is a hazardous lake with an extremely high pH of around 10.5. Its alkaline waters can calcify and preserve animals, turning them into eerie, mummified figures beneath a crust of salt. According to Live Science, the lake's high alkalinity results from its rich concentration of natron, a natural mixture of sodium carbonate and baking soda. Fact 33. Catastrophic limnic eruption. In 1986, Lake Nyos in Cameroon experienced what is known as a violent limnic eruption, releasing a massive amount of carbon dioxide gas. This eruption resulted in the suffocation of approximately 1,700 people, as well as numerous livestock due to a dense cloud of carbon dioxide that was released. The CO2 had been building up under the water until it was suddenly let go and transformed into a thick cloud that poured over the affected areas. What happened here is considered as the Lake Nyos disaster, and is still regarded as one of the very few recorded instances of limnic eruptions with such devastating consequences. Fact 32. Ruwenzori Mountains of the Moon. The Ruwenzori Mountains, sitting on the border of Uganda and the Democratic Republic of Congo, climb over 5,000 meters high. But what really makes them special is that they weren't formed by volcanoes. They rose up from the Earth's crust on their own. Even more surprising, despite being near the equator, these peaks have glaciers, or at least they used to. Since 1906, over 80% of their ice has melted, and by 2024, one summit had lost its glacier completely. It's a clear sign of just how fast climate change is hitting even the most unexpected places. Fact 31. Gigantic gas reserves. Africa's Great Lake Kivu is perhaps one of the most deadly lakes on the continent, thanks to the terrifying volume of gases it holds. 300 cubic kilometers, 2.6 gigatons of CO2, and around 60 cubic kilometers of methane lay trapped inside this lake, which counts for almost 5% of the world's greenhouse emissions. If triggered by a sudden release like a limnic eruption, Lake Kivu has the potential to cause incredible destruction, turning into a natural time bomb in Africa's heart. Fact 30. Acidic Dalal Springs. In Ethiopia's Danakil Depression, Dalal looks something like a salt volcano. It's a wild mix of boiling acid pools, bright yellow and green colors, and salt crusts bubbling, like a volcano. The water here is so acidic it has a pH below 1, similar to battery acid. And it's not just hot, it's one of the hottest places on Earth. This bizarre mix of heat, salt, and color makes Dalal one of the most extreme and unusual places on the planet. Fact 29. Persistent lava lake. Towering in Ethiopia's Danakil Desert, Erta Ale is one of the few volcanoes on Earth that has a permanent lava lake. This fiery lake has been continuously active, with magma visible at the surface since 1967. Its persistent glow offers a rare glimpse into the Earth's fiery depths. Fact 28. Huge freshwater reserve. Did you know that Lake Tanganyika, which is located within the borders of Burundi, Tanzania, the Democratic Republic of Congo, and Zambia, is one of the most amazing reservoirs in the world? It is the second deepest lake on Earth, with a depth of around 1,470 meters. It also has about 17% of all freshwater available on Earth, and is Africa's longest freshwater lake, stretching for 673 kilometers. A special gem in the African Great Rift Valley, this ancient ecosystem supports millions of people. Fact 27. Inland Okavango Delta. Deep in the heart of the desert, Botswana's Okavango Delta feels like a total surprise. It's one of the biggest inland deltas in the world, where the Okavango River flows out across the Kalahari, covering up to 15,000 square kilometers during the flood season. But here's the twist. None of that water ever reaches the ocean. It all just soaks into the sand or disappears into thin air. The result? A shifting seasonal oasis packed with life in the middle of a bone-dry desert. Fact 26. Closest world capitals. Isn't it amazing to think that two of the world's capital cities are so close they almost touch? Kinshasa, the capital of the Democratic Republic of Congo, and Brazzaville, the capital of the Republic of Congo, sit on opposite banks of the Congo River, just a few kilometers apart. These twin capitals hold the record for being the closest pair of national capitals on Earth, separated by nothing more than the river that flows between them. Fact 25. Giant Coral Atoll. Allow us to introduce Aldabra Atoll, the second largest coral atoll, with Kirismas being the first. It lies 440 kilometers from Moroni Islands and about 407 kilometers northwest of Madagascar. Aldabra is a huge ring-shaped reef that encloses a big lagoon. Among some other locations, its wildlife diversity sets it apart since it has an abundance of species such as gigantic tortoises, along with heavily populated water creatures. Because of this, it remains on the list of the most prominent unspoiled coral atolls around the world. Fact 24. Second largest rainforest. Once again, Africa just misses the cut. But this is still a pretty impressive geographical fact for you. The Congo Basin rainforest is Africa's largest and the second most extensive tropical rainforest in the world, after the Amazon. It spans over 3 million square kilometers of Central Africa and houses some of Earth's most diverse wildlife, home to 1 in 5 of Earth's living species, including at least 400 mammal species, 1,000 species of birds, and 700 species of fish. On top of this, it's essential for climate stabilization, hence making it one of the world's critical natural biospheres. Fact 23. Longest mainland coastline. Somalia proudly holds Africa's longest mainland coastline, stretching approximately 3,333 kilometers along both the Gulf of Aden and the Indian Ocean. This shoreline gives Somalia access to vital shipping routes and diverse marine ecosystems. Interestingly, only the island nation of Madagascar has a longer coastline among African countries. Somalia's coast is a key feature that shapes its culture, economy, and strategic importance. Fact 22. Deepest river. Did you know that the Congo River is the deepest river in the world? In some spots, it plunges down nearly 220 meters, deep enough to swallow a skyscraper. That depth helps power its wild currents and massive rapids, making it one of the most intense rivers anywhere. But it's not just about the water. This river runs through one of the richest ecosystems in Africa, home to an incredible variety of plants, animals, and people who depend on it every day. Fact 21. World's largest reservoir. Here's another fascinating water fact. Lake Kariba, located on the border between Zambia and Zimbabwe, is the world's largest artificial lake by volume, holding about 180 cubic kilometers of water. It was created by constructing the massive Kariba Dam on the Zambezi River. Beyond its impressive size, Lake Kariba is a vital source of hydroelectric power, providing electricity for both Zambia and Zimbabwe and serving as a crucial resource for the region. Fact 20. Africa's mega dam. The Grand Ethiopian Renaissance Dam, GERD, is a hydropower project located on the Blue Nile in Ethiopia, which is nearing completion and projected to have a capacity of 6,450 megawatts. Upon completion, it will be Africa's largest hydroelectric plant, providing crucial electricity for Ethiopia and the region. However, its construction and operation are also a source of controversy, as it influences the Nile's flow and regional water sharing, highlighting the balance between development and diplomacy. Fact 19. European enclaves. Surprisingly, Spain controls two cities on Africa's northern coast, Ceuta and Melilla, both located within Morocco. These are the only parts of mainland Africa that are legally considered European territories. Spain has maintained control over these enclaves since the 15th and 17th centuries, respectively, and they are now autonomous communities of Spain. Their unique status shows the long-standing historical ties between Europe and Africa. Fact 18. Contested Mayotte. The island of Mayotte, located in the Mozambique Channel, is an overseas French department claimed by the adjacent Comoros. This is historically politically rooted from colonization. While Comoros gained independence, Mayotte's inhabitants chose through referendums to stay with France and ended up becoming its 101st department and an outermost region of the EU, which makes it a unique contested territory. Fact 17. Africa-Asia transcontinental. You probably weren't aware that Egypt is actually uniquely situated across two continents. The Sinai Peninsula, a part of Egypt, lies in Asia, while the rest of the country is on the African plate. This makes Egypt a transcontinental nation, spanning both Africa and Asia. However, since the majority of its landmass and population are in Africa, most people consider Egypt an African country, even though it also has a significant Asian connection. Fact 16. Africa has moonbows. You're probably thinking, what the heck is a moonbow, right? Well, let us explain what they are and where you can find one. At Victoria Falls, which straddles the border between Zambia and Zimbabwe, bright full moons often create a magical rainbow in the darkness. When the moonlight is refracted by the spray from the falls, it produces a faint, yet beautiful, moonbow, a nighttime rainbow visible on clear nights around the full moon. Fact 15. Underwater waterfall illusion. Here's another incredible sight to behold. Off the coast of Mauritius, an optical illusion makes it appear as if there's a massive waterfall in the ocean. In reality, this mesmerizing effect is created by deep submarine sand flows on the seafloor. The way the sand moves and the varying depths of the ocean combine to produce the illusion of an underwater waterfall, a natural and delightful trick of light and geology. Fact 14. Great Migration. If you've ever thought about going on an African safari, this might just help you make your decision. The Serengeti Masai Mara ecosystem in Tanzania and Kenya hosts the planet's largest land animal migration. Every year, over 1 million wildebeest, along with countless zebras and gazelles, undertake a spectacular 800-kilometer journey across the plains, a migration so big it can even be seen from space. This incredible trek is the largest mammal migration on Earth, showcasing the raw power and resilience of wildlife in Africa. Fact 13. Mysterious fairy circles. Scattered throughout Namibia's Namib Desert, you can find tens of thousands of nearly perfectly circular patches that are 3 to 15 meters wide. These patches are surrounded by grass, and their uncovered circle shape makes them pretty interesting. The equally mesmerizing and puzzling nature of these formations holds their name: fairy circles. Scientists associated with the study of this enigma have proposed several theories regarding the cause, yet no definite answers have been given. A well-known explanation points towards termite activity, while there are many other ideas suggesting different causes as well. These patterns truly do immerse you in a sense of wonder about nature, being one of the most intriguing, unexplained wonders of the desert. Fact 12. Madagascar's baobabs. Madagascar is home to 6 of the world's 8 species of baobab trees, with the iconic Adansonia grandideri, or Grandideer's baobab, among the most famous. Along Madagascar's Avenue of the Baobabs, ancient trees soar to about 30 meters tall, with trunks reaching up to 18 meters in width. Some of these giants are over 800 years old, and their massive, swollen trunks give the impression that they were planted upside down. Truly one of nature's most extraordinary sights. Fact 11. Greenblide Canyon. After the Grand Canyon and Namibia's Fish River Canyon, the Blyde River Canyon in South Africa is often considered the 3rd largest canyon in the world. Its distinctive green surroundings are what give it the nickname Green Canyon. Unlike other, more dry valleys, the Blyde Canyon, which is around 26 kilometers long and reaches depths of 750 to 800 meters, offers unreal landscapes and lush vegetation. Fact 10. World's largest salt flats. Covering an area roughly the size of Belgium, Botswana's Makgadikgadi pans are arguably one of the largest in the world when it comes to salt pan landscapes. The gleaming white areas are remnants of a lake that formerly covered roughly 80,000 square kilometers. As such, the salt flats have now created a unique and enchanting landscape, both for tourists and researchers. And for a bonus fact, a thin layer of blue-green algae is the only plant life that can exist here. Fact 9. Seasonal transformation of Makgadikgadi pans. During the wet season from January to March, Botswana's Makgadikgadi pans go through a major transformation. Rains turn the dry salt flats into lush, nutritious wetlands, creating a vital habitat for migrating animals. This is where the longest zebra migration occurs, along with wildebeest, elephants, and other herbivores. In turn, large predators follow, making the pans a bustling hub of wildlife activity during the rainy months. Fact 8. Null Island. The coordinates 0 degrees north latitude and 0 degrees east longitude intersect in the Gulf of Guinea, off the coast of Africa. In mapping terminology, it is referred to as Null Island, which is not an actual island but a fictitious location used by digital mapping entities for coordinates mistakenly labeled 00. While this place is just ocean with no land, the so-called Null Island is famous as the intersection point of the equator and the prime meridian, giving it some importance in geography and information systems. Fact 7. Africa's biggest island. Madagascar is the 4th largest island in the world, covering about 592,000 square kilometers. And it is by far Africa's largest island. Due to its long isolation from other landmasses, Madagascar has evolved a wealth of unique wildlife found nowhere else on Earth. Most famously, its lemurs. This distinct evolution has made Madagascar a biodiversity hotspot and an awesome destination for nature lovers. Fact 6. Splitting continent. The East African Rift is an interesting geological feature that demonstrates the Earth's rift region and is created and split between 2 tectonic plates separating from one another. Researchers expect that several million years from now, the Red Sea and the Gulf of Aden will expand to fill the Rift Valley, transforming it into a new ocean basin. This would slowly separate the Horn of Africa from the mainland. Eventually, this section will become a detached microcontinent, providing isolation while showcasing the continuing work of tectonic activity changing our planet. Fact 5. Largest lava lake. At the summit of Mount Nyiragongo lies what could be the world's largest lava lake ever recorded. This glowing pool of molten rock has remained remarkably persistent, staying continuously active from 2002 through 2023, making it one of the most incredible natural spectacles on Earth. Throughout its history, the lake has been the site of continuous volcanic activity and eruptions, and its surface is known to vary in depth and size. Since Mount Nyiragongo's sizable lava lake can be seen from above, its levels may be regularly checked to determine whether an eruption is on its way. Fact 4. Great Sardine Run. In the fabled Sardine Run, billions of sardines rush the east coast of South Africa each winter. These enormous schools, which can occasionally go down as far as 30 meters, attract countless dolphins, sharks, and seabirds, turning the water into one of the most breathtaking and amazing natural phenomena. Fact 3. Future coastlines. Geological predictions indicate that as the East African Rift, or the Great Rift, continues to widen over millions of years, landlocked nations such as Uganda and Zambia may eventually develop new coastlines along a future inland sea. Currently far from any ocean, these countries sit within a rift zone where tectonic plates are splitting. The land between the plates gradually sinks as the plates separate, opening the door for ocean water to flow in and create a new inland sea, drastically altering the topography of the area. Fact 2. Lake Malawi's fish explosion. Africa's Great Lakes have fueled some of the most rapid and extraordinary evolutionary bursts on Earth. In just a few million years, Lake Malawi alone has given rise to approximately 1,000 species of cichlid fish, far surpassing the diversity seen in Darwin's Galapagos finches. Remarkably, while it took about 2 to 3 million years for 14 finch species to evolve on the Galapagos Islands, around 1,000 cichlid species evolved in the same time frame within Lake Malawi, showcasing nature's incredible capacity for quick evolution. Fact 1. Meteor Crater Lake. Did you know that Ghana's Lake Bosumtwi, covering an area of 49 square kilometers, is the country's only natural lake? Not only that, but its distinctive circular shape reveals its origin as an ancient impact crater formed by a meteorite about 10.5 kilometers wide, making it a striking reminder of Earth's cosmic encounters. What's more, it's the deepest lake in West Africa and among the UNESCO World Biosphere Reserves. What about 50 insane geography facts about Texas?